Good day, everyone. Today, we embark on a vital investigation into the realm of waste disposal. As we delve into the intricacies of this critical issue, our mission is to unearth effective and environmentally conscious approaches to managing waste. Join me in this exploration where we seek not just for answers, but for sustainable pathways towards a cleaner, healthier future. Let's dive into the world of waste disposal and discover ways to make a positive impact. This research paper explores the serious problem caused by not disposing of waste properly. We want to uncover the complex issues related to bad waste management and how it harms the environment. The title, Unveiling the Impact: Improper Waste Disposal and Environmental Consequences, suggests that we're trying to reveal and understand the hidden problems of improper waste disposal. We aim to increase awareness about the severity of this issue, going beyond just what we see on the surface. The urgency of this research is highlighted by the current increase in pollution, resource depletion, and damage to ecosystems. Improper waste disposal affects not only what we see as litter but also harms ecosystems, water, air quality, impacting biodiversity and human health. To address this, we need a thorough understanding of the consequences to develop effective waste management strategies. In the following sections, we will explore different aspects of improper waste disposal, considering ecological, social, and economic perspectives. The goal is to provide a comprehensive overview that can guide policies, community efforts, and individual actions. Ultimately, we aim to not only highlight the problems, but also propose practical solutions for a more sustainable relationship between humans and the environment.
A growing concern has emerged regarding the improper disposal of garbage, creating a problem scenario for the community. The issue revolves around the lack of awareness and responsibility among some residents. Despite the presence of designated waste disposal areas, there is a noticeable increase in instances where individuals discard their household waste indiscriminately, leading to anxiety and unsanitary conditions. Overflowing bins and scattered trash pose not only an aesthetic problem but also a potential threat to the public health. Residents have to reported instances of stray animals scavenging through the garbage, creating a hazard for both the community and the animal themselves. The barangay authorities are faced with the challenge of educating the residents about the importance of proper waste disposal and fostering a sense of community responsibility. It requires a collaborative effort to implement effective waste management practices such as organizing awareness campaigns, ensuring regular waste collection, and penalizing those who continue to violate proper disposal guidelines. Addressing this problem scenario demands the cooperation of the entire community to maintain a clean and healthy environment in Barangay Dumlog.
The goals of the plan are to reduce pollution and protect natural resources as well as engage the community in waste reduction efforts. The objectives of the plan are to advocate for stricter regulation and enforcement of proper waste disposal methods to minimize pollution and preserve the environment, and to organize community cleanup events and recycling drives to encourage active participation and promote a sense of responsibility towards waste management.
So these are the factors hindering proper waste management. So first is lack of awareness and education. Without understanding the consequences of improper waste disposal, individuals may not adopt responsible practices, contributing to environmental degradation. So second is inadequate infrastructure. Inefficient waste management facilities impede the efficient sorting, recycling, and disposal of waste, leading to environmental pollution. So third is limited funding. Scarce resources hinder the implementation of effective waste management programs, restricting the ability to invest in sustainable solutions. So fourth is irresponsible behavior. A lack of accountability among individuals and communities can result in careless waste disposal, exacerbating environmental issues and public health risks. So, fifth is illegal dumping. The prevalence of illegal dumping poses a significant challenge as it not only damages our ecosystem but also overwhelms existing waste management system. So last is overconsumption. Excessive production of waste driven by overconsumption strain waste management capabilities and contributes to resource depletion. So these are the factors facilitating proper waste management. So first is public awareness campaigns. Educational programs and awareness campaigns raise a consciousness about the environmental impact of waste, motivating responsible disposal practices. So second is infrastructure investment. Adequate funding for waste management infrastructure enhances the capacity to handle and process waste efficiently, improving overall environmental sustainability. So third is regulation and enforcement. Strict regulation and their enforcements against illegal dumping and proper disposal practices create a deterrent and maintain a cleaner environment. So fourth is promoting recycling. Encouraging recycling and endorsing the use of eco-friendly products reduces the volume of waste and lessen the environmental footprints. So fifth is collaborative efforts. Joint initiatives involving individuals, communities, and government bodies foster a holistic approach to waste management, promoting sustainable practices and community engagement.
Societal problems. Proper waste management is crucial for maintaining both environmental health and societal well-being. Inefficient waste disposal poses significant challenges, including environmental pollution, public health risks, and strain on community resources. Improper disposal can lead to adverse health outcomes. Hazardous waste or unsafe waste treatment can directly harm waste workers and other people involved in such communities. Vulnerable groups such as children are at risk of adverse health outcomes. One of the health issues that occurred in the area is diarrhea. Diarrhea is the passage of 3 or more loose or liquid stools per day, or more frequent passage than is normal for the individual. Symptoms is nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, and weight loss. The resident states that the cause of her child's diarrhea is due to eating foods available outside her home without proper handling or hygiene, and where pests are relevant anywhere. Second is pneumonia. It is an infection in one or both of your lungs that causes the air sacs of your lungs to fill up with fluid or pus. Symptoms: cough, which may produce greenish, yellow, or even bloody mucus, fever, sweating and shaking, chills, shortness of breath, shallow breathing, sharp or stabbing chest pain that gets worse, loss of appetite, low energy, and fatigue.
So, the conclusion of the comprehensive investigation into unveiling the impact, improper waste disposal, and environmental consequences serves as a powerful synthesis of the research's key findings and implications. The urgency for immediate and exhaustive action in addressing the intricate challenges arising from improper waste disposal practices is highlighted. The research makes a compelling case, unequivocally revealing the extensive and detrimental ramifications of irresponsible waste management on the environment. The adverse effects, ranging from soil and water contamination to the endangerment of wildlife, underscore the need for collective attention and consensus intervention. The escalating crisis of plastic waste and the detrimental emissions from open burning further emphasize the critical importance of embracing sustainable waste disposal methods. Beyond presenting environmental peril, the research functions as a resounding call to action. It advocates for heightened awareness, robust policy formulations, and grassroots driven initiatives to instill responsible waste disposal habits within communities. And the imperative extends beyond mitigating immediate environmental impact. It urges the cultivation of a collective ethos of environmental stewardship. Governments, communities, and individuals are called upon to embrace innovative solutions, advocate for waste reduction, and actively participate in recycling efforts. The responsibility outlined is not only about averting imminent ecological crisis, but also nurturing a shared commitment to safeguard the planet for future generations. Governments are challenged to lead in establishing and enforcing regulations favoring sustainable waste management. Simultaneously, communities and individuals are urged to proactively engage in the three R's. Those are the reduce, reuse, and recycle to address the escalating waste predicament. In essence, the research conclusion serves as a clarion call urging a united front against the perils of improper waste disposal. It advocates for a harmonious coexistence between human activities and ecosystems, envisioning a future shaped by concerted and conscientious efforts. The convergence of innovative solutions and a shared commitment to environmental conservation is seen as pivotal in reversing the current trajectory of environmental degradation, paving the way for a healthier, more sustainable planet for the global community and future generations.
Hello everyone, so my name is Adrian Anilog. So I'm here to discuss the unveiling, the impact improper waste disposal and environmental consequences. So my part is resources. Number one, impacts of improper solid waste disposal, article by the Environmental Protection Agency or EPA, highlighting the potential environmental impacts of improper waste disposal. Number two is effects of improper waste disposal on the environment. Scientific article published by the International Journal of Environmental Monitoring and Analysis discussing various environmental consequences of improper waste disposal. Number three, the health and environmental impacts of improper waste management. Research paper published by the World Health Organization or WHO providing an overview of the health and environmental impacts of improper waste management practices. Number 4, environmental effects of waste disposal. A video by the Bureau of International Recycling explaining how improper waste disposal can impact the environment and steps that can be taken to mitigate the damage. Number 5, the impact of municipal solid waste on the environment. Report by the United Nations Environment Program or UNEP exploring the environmental consequences. So number 6 is effects of improper waste disposal on marine life. Article by National Geographic discussing the harmful effects of improper waste disposal on marine ecosystems and the importance of reducing plastic waste. So number 7, impact of improper waste disposal on public health. To study published in the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health examining the relationship between improper waste disposal and public health issues.
Question number 1. What is your management plan all about? The main focus of our management plan is on appropriate garbage disposal in Barangay Dumlug, Talisay City, Cebu. We intended to install large garbage bins and a trash netting to segregate the waste into its designated areas. Additionally, we must educate Barangay Dumlug citizens how to properly dispose of their trash. In addition, we will coordinate with the barangay officials to establish a consistent trash collection schedule in order to prevent messy or disarrayed garbages. Lastly, teach self-discipline to the people of Barangay Dumlog.
So, what phenomenon we're trying to understand with this management plan? Plan. The management plan aims to understand the phenomenon of the impact of improper waste disposal and environmental consequences in Barangay Dumlog, Talisay, Cebu City. This includes investigating the extent of the impact on the environment such as pollution of air, water, and soil, as well as the effect of biodiversity and ecosystems. The plan also seeks to comprehend the social and economic consequences of improper waste disposal, such as public health risk and costs associated with waste management and remediation measures. Ultimately, the goal is to identify effective management strategies to mi- mitigate these impacts and promote sustainable waste management practices in Barangay Dumlog.
Address improper waste disposal in our management plan, we consider bridging the gap in the following areas. First is education and awareness. Implement programs to educate people and the community about proper waste disposal practices. Increase awareness of the environmental impact and potential consequences of improper disposal. Next is infrastructure improvement. Ensure that proper waste disposal infrastructure is in place. These includes providing sufficient and easily accessible recycling bins, waste separation facilities, and disposal methods that align with environmental regulations. Next is policy development. Establish and enforce clear waste disposal policies within the area. Set guidelines for responsible waste handling, recycling, and penalties for non-compliance. Monitoring and reporting. Implement monitoring systems to track waste disposal practices regularly. Encourage reporting of any observed improper disposal and establish mechanisms for corrective actions. Next is collaboration with authorities. Work in collaboration with local authorities and waste management agencies to align with regional regulations and promote responsible waste management practices. Incentives for compliance. Consider introducing incentives for individuals or departments that consistently follow proper waste disposal procedures. Recognition and reward can motivate better adherence to waste management policies. And we believe that by bridging these gaps, surely we can contribute to a more effective and sustainable waste management plan.
Question number 4. What sources did you use for data collection? We conducted an interview with the citizens and barangay officials of Barangay Dumlog to gather data and information about the solid waste management on their barangay. We also prepare a questionnaire for them to know the rules and regulations about the proper segregation of waste in their barangay.
Management plan question number 5. Did you experience any limitation in your management plan? In our management plan to address improper waste disposal and its environmental consequences, we did encounter some limitation, and one of the main limitation was the lack of awareness and cooperation from the community. Despite our efforts to educate and raise awareness about proper waste disposal methods, some people continue to dispose of waste improperly, which hindered our progress in maintaining a clean and sustainable environment. Another limitation we faced was the inadequate infrastructure for waste management. The lack of proper waste disposal facilities and recycling centers made it challenging to handle and process waste efficiently. This resulted in increased pollution and environmental degradation. Despite these limitations, we continually sought innovative solutions and collaborated with local authorities, community organizations, and environmental agencies to overcome these challenges and improve waste management practices in the area.
To make the waste management plan in Barangay Dumlog more effective, we need to study specific areas further. First, to understand how to engage the community effectively by considering their culture and education. Then explore why people dispose of waste a certain way, so we can create awareness programs that fit to the community. Look into new technologies suitable for Barangay Dumlog, assess local waste policies and find ways to strengthen them. Check the economic impact of improper waste disposal and how transitioning to better practices could benefit in Barangay Dumlog. So second is keep an eye on the environment by monitoring water quality and biodiversity in Barangay Dumlog. Regularly check if education programs are working and improve them if needed. Partner with local businesses, schools, and NGOs to boost waste management efforts. Analyze the types of waste in Dumlog to tailor recycling programs. And lastly, understand how climate change might affect waste management in Barangay Dumlog and develop strategies to adapt to these changes. So overall, this research agenda aims to improve Dumlog's waste management plan for a more sustainable community.
In management plan, questions. So my part is number 7. What are the implications of your findings? So the implications of the findings in unveiling the impact improper waste disposal and environmental consequences in Barangay Dumlog, Cebu City. Number 1, environmental degradation. Improper waste disposal practices contribute to environmental degradation in Barangay Dumlog. The study reveals that the indiscriminate dumping of waste, particularly in open spaces and rivers, has led to pollution of soil, water bodies, and air. This pollution has harmful effects on the ecosystems, leading to a decline in biodiversity, degradation of habitats, and contamination of natural resources. Number 2, health hazards. The improper waste disposal practices identified in the study can have severe implications for human health in Barangay Dumlog. The presence of open dump sites and improper waste management systems can attract disease-carrying vectors like flies, rats, and mosquitoes. These vectors can spread disease such as dengue, malaria, and leptospirosis, posing significant health risks to the local population. Number 3, aesthetic degradation and tourism impact. The study highlights that the presence of improperly disposed waste creates an eyesore in Barangay Dumlog. Dumping waste in open areas and water bodies significantly impacts the aesthetic value of the community, making it less attractive for residents and tourists. This can negatively affect tourism development in the area, resulting in economic losses for the community. Number 4, soil and water contamination. The study reveals that improper waste disposal practices, particularly the dumping of untreated sewage and industrial waste, can contaminate soil and water sources in Barangay Dumlog. This contamination can lead to soil erosion, reduced crop yields, and contamination of groundwater, affecting the agricultural productivity of the area. Number 5, legal and regulatory implications. The findings of the study necessitate the enforcement of proper waste management practices and the implementation of stricter regulations in Barangay Dumlog. The local government and relevant authorities should ensure compliance with waste disposal regulations, promote waste segregation at the source, and establish efficient waste management systems. Number 6, community awareness and education. The study emphasizes the need for community involvement, awareness, and education regarding proper waste disposal practices. Campaigns and initiatives to raise awareness among residents about the environmental health consequences of improper waste disposal are essential. Additionally, educating the community about waste segregation, recycling, and composting can play a significant role in minimizing the negative environmental impacts. Overall, the findings highlights the urgent need for improved waste management practices in Barangay Dumlog, Cebu City to mitigate the environmental health and socioeconomic implications associated with improper waste disposal. Thank you.